We have a pleated mask, and this one was washed, so the pleats are kind of funky right now, but here, this is a better view. So the pleats are here. You can see how they lay, and then you're able to elongate for the face. And this mask currently is open here, so it kind of looks like a little purse. But this is because if people want to put in a filter, a coffee filter, or some type of removable, you can put it inside there. So we'll show how to sew this one as well. Since it's folded at the bottom, there's less stitching. So it's really just this side with the ear loop, and then this side with the ear loop. And I've started to show one with the pleats. So basically all this was, looks kind of like an accordion now, but all this was a flat piece of material that was 10.5 by 10.5 when it was folded. So it's just a square, like a bandana style square. And then it was folded. And then an accordion pleat on one side. I'm saying accordion, but you know, just like a pleat on one side. And then I turned it over, and I was using the iron for all of this. And then I did a pleat on the other side as well. And then it will be sewn on the sides. Like we'll turn it inside out once we put the ear loops in. So we're gonna show how to iron this right now. Okay, so this side is already ironed and ready to go. So I'm gonna turn this over and show how I got that first side. So it's about 1/4 of an inch tuck. So you pull up 1/4 of an inch or so. You have a very hot iron, so be careful. But you just iron, move hands out of the way, and then get ready to do the next one. You tuck and iron again. Make sure that your other side is intact, which ours is intact. And I'm trying to do this as evenly as possible so that my mask will be even with its pleats when I'm done. Okay, I think that's pretty straight. Iron again. The last one, you just want to make sure that it comes up enough to meet the bottom of your other side. So here's the bottom of the other side, and here's the new tucked side. So they are matchy-matchy. Keeping fingers out of the way. Here we go, we're ready to start sewing the mask. So these are 9-inch long. I haven't sewn before, be careful because needles are sharp. But what we're going to do, we have the bottom of our material and we have it folded, right? So this is the outside, the inside is in them and place them really where we want to. So first, it's sort of like the train track stitch. So you're gonna go in, you're gonna go out. So backwards and forwards. Just try to keep everything nice and flat. And you see where I'm stitching, it's about 1/8 of an inch from the edge, right here. And then right here is where I need to actually place the ear loops, and they're gonna go on the inside. So I'm not gonna see them, just gonna have them. It's gonna be like can go right here, tuck, tuck. Now when we do our pleats will be a part of the sewing. So they're gonna get sewn into. So this is pleated down still. Everything is nice and flat there. This is gonna get sewn, and this is gonna get sewn. And this is gonna get sewn.
This is much up a little bit. I pulled too tightly, it bunches up. So you just want to keep it flat. That's gonna get in there. And then this. And if you already know, of course, you can always advance it, but this first one I'm just gonna do slowly.
And we have some layers, like some of these guys have like 3 and 4 layers since there's pleats. So you can just take your time, probably have a little bit of a bigger needle as opposed to a very thin needle. This needle to me is kind of medium. Make sure that nothing is getting knotted up, which it isn't, so that's good.
You just keep going. This is just a simple stitch. We're going to go back over this a couple times, so we have it nice and secure. That's that. That's that. And right about here, I'm going to
make sure that I have the other part of my ear loop. That guy is flat and going back out here. So it's a little bit of a adjustment to get it, especially for that first mask. When you start to get that yourself situated, you kind of have to remember that you need your ear loop positioned and a couple of things with the pleats. So it does get easier as you go with these. And if you have a sewing machine, I think it is faster. But if you don't have a sewing machine, you can still make one. It's gonna take your time. I'm gonna go all the way up to this end, and then I'm gonna do a different type of stitch. Just make sure that that gets all the way there. Okay, so now we have a pretty straight stitch all the way across. And then what we're gonna do, I didn't really need to flip this over, but it's easier for me to go from the back to the front now. So I'm just gonna go in loops. Just gonna loop it a couple times. So I'll show a couple of these in regular mode. And you see how it's tugging, so I don't want it to pull so hard. Okay. From the back to the front, and then just keeping everything. I think I got a knot. I think I got a bad knot. What did I do? I did something crazy. Okay. No, I think it's fine, actually. Ooh, I don't know. Then is the dreaded knot. And I probably could have cut that little piece of the ear loop there instead of trying to sew around it. But no matter. It just means that the string is a little bit shorter than it would have been. So I'm still going from the back to the front. Loop, loop, loop. This is probably gonna be my last loop. Ow. I poked myself, but whatever. Okay, so now, this is about the length. This is about 3 inches. Tie this around my finger. Pull the knot. Tie it around my finger again. Put the needle right by my fingernail, away from my nail, and then stuck to my finger. I'm gonna hold my thumb and pull the knot. That's gonna get you a knot that's close to the material. We'll do it again. Tie it around my finger again. Pull. So that's it. Okay, now we're gonna cut this. I'm gonna thread another needle, and we're gonna finish this side, and then we'll go and work on the other side. So our first side is done. I did 1 stitch the straight way, and then I did 3 times with the loop stitching, 2 or 3 times. I wanted to do 3 just to get it in there. And then if we turn it over, this is just to show how it's gonna look at the end of the day with the pleats, the ear loop, pleats, ear loop. So this is actually the bottom of the mask. It's gonna be like accordion, like that. So we'll go ahead and sew the other side, and then see what it looks like when it's all complete. This is it when it's unextended, when it's still just all pleated. And the ear loops are here. I decided to tuck in a little bit of this lip because I am gonna sew this one. So the first one I made, I didn't sew all the way, but I'm gonna sew this one about 4 inches on each side. So we'll see that. So now this is turned back inside out with the ironed side at the top. I tucked in the ear loop here, and I'm gonna sew about 3 inches, sorry about that, about 3 inches here, and then skip 3 inches, and then sew another 3 inches here. So that will allow just like a little tiny pocket to be able to add and take out. You wanna be able to easily add and remove at will, just any type of filters or anything. So it's gonna be the same type of stitching. My string, I've realized, is not cooperating. That's why it kept knotting up and stuff. So I've learned to just kind of smooth it out in the first couple of stitches, and then hopefully that will work easier for it. So I'm just gonna go here. And this time too, since everything is nice and flat, I'm gonna use the needle like this. I'm gonna just put the needle in at the top and then kind of weave it. I'll do that about 4 times and then pull it through. So that's a quick way to sew. If you want to just weave it, and it's in this way, just make sure that it goes through the back all the way, and then it comes back to the front all the way, through the back all the way, through the front all the way, and you should be good. And then we'll make sure that that's flat right there. And then we'll still do the loop. I think this time though, I'm just going to loop it my one time. Okay, la la la. Okay, so we're looking at each corner now with 1 straight stitch and then the loop stitch, and then a space, and then a straight stitch, and then a loop stitch. So we're gonna turn it right side in, inside in, and see what we have. So open up the purse, gently tuck everything in. Looks good. It's coming together. That's there. That's there. There we go. Mask. Mask, mask, mask slash purse. No, I'm kidding. And then it can always go bigger or smaller. You want to collapse it depending on how things are going. And then I realized too, if this is too long, you can shorten it on here with just like some little gold bobby pin or gold safety pins. If it's too long, just a little bit of gold safety pins on each side to tuck it in. If it's too short, these can go. Like normally you want to do it custom, but these can go and you can add something else to make it workable. But this base is here no matter what. And then there's some tuck open side so that you can tuck in filters. So this one's done. Next one we'll show is our little kid mask that I made for my daughter.